I remember one night we had a rocket attack, and so I needed to get to the command center, which was a bunker with a lot of sandbags on it to help with coordinating whatever might happen. If we needed helicopters for medevacs, or if, call artillery strikes, there's just a lot of things go on when something like that happens. And when there's a rocket attack, you don't stop and put your clothes on and make sure your tie's straight. You did run in your shorts as fast as you can from where you were to get in there. So I go stumbling up these railroad ties to get into the command center, and just as I got to the top, I stumbled and pretty much fell flat. And just as I did, I don't know if it was just a random thing or if the enemy forces saw me running for there, but a whole burst of AK-47 fire hit right where my head was about half a second before. If I hadn't fallen, we wouldn't be having this conversation. And Colonel Love was in there, and he thought that was the funniest thing he'd ever seen. He was an outstanding commander, but he was just ready to rotate back to the country, what we call to the world. And he looked me over, looked at my records, and he said, well, he thought it'd be best if I spent some time in the battalion headquarters to learn the basics of fighting a war. And because all I knew about war to that point was kind of what General Patton said in World War II when he was talking to the candidates or the cadets at the U.S. West Point, and about the object of war. And he said the object of war is not to die for your country. The object of war is to make sure that some other dumb poor bastard dies for his. And that's all I really knew about it. But I didn't know anything about killing people. And I didn't know, I'd never really spent a lot of time contemplating that, quite frankly. When you grow up in rural Wyoming, that's the last thing you want to think about or do, is to harm somebody else or to kill somebody. And so it was, along with spiritual training, that sort of thing, it was quite a psychological awakening, if you would, for me. Christmas Day rolled around, 1967. And at that particular juncture, we weren't really too sure that it was actually Christmas Day. And of course, when you're on the other side of the world, it isn't Christmas Day when it's Christmas at home, and vice versa for a period of time. So we felt. And so the day of Christmas, we were moving along, and one of my radio operators said, "Hey, Skipper, we've got a VIP coming in, and they want us to form a 360, meaning which we want to get everybody spread out so we got a lot of room, a lot of protection." And this chopper came in and landed, and they shut it off, and they crawled out, and the crew crawled out, and they had a Catholic priest with them, and he offered communion to anybody who wanted it. And then when the crew crawled out, one of the pilots turned out to be a guy that I had gone to school with at Chamberlain University. And so we got to go sit down under a tree and visit for a while. And so that was an amazing thing to happen that far away.